Hi everybody. If you've got a great product or service on your hands, then one of the best ways to let other people know about it is to let your existing customers talk about it themselves. So today we're talking about how you can ask for or create a great video testimonial. Let's get right into it. If you're new here, my name is Liz and I release videos every Tuesday talking about how you can add video to your business. Make sure that you subscribe to this channel so that you never miss any of my future content. Now, we've all heard of video testimonials before, even though they're fairly new on the scene. But let's be clear right off the bat that video testimonials are by far more compelling than the usual written type of testimonials that we can sometimes get from clients. If you've got a product or service on your hands, then it is absolutely critical that you get social proof from people who have actually used your service so that you can use that material to convince others about how great it is. People love buying from others when they know that that product has already been tested out on the market. They love to see what others have to say about it, and we just get this fear of missing out on things that are wonderful and exist out in the market. So today we're talking about how you as a business owner can ask your existing clients to provide you with video testimonials, and the principles that we're talking about today will also be useful to you in case anyone ever asks you to create a video testimonial for their product or service. Hardly any form of social proof is going to give you the same great results as a testimonial that is on video. So let's jump right into it. Now, if you're going to be inviting an existing customer to provide you with a video testimonial for a product or service that they've used, then there are a couple things to tell them first, just so that they have an idea of what to actually prepare. The first thing is encourage them to speak in their own authentic voice. That means that client does not have to feel the pressure to use all sorts of language and very professional wording and messaging that is not actually indicative of their own personality. You want that person to create a video testimonial that sounds and looks like them. This is what creates the most authentic appearance. When somebody else is watching that, they want to feel that that client is truly speaking from the heart in their own words. Nobody wants to watch a testimonial where they are worried that that person was taught what to say or given some verbiage and then asked to say that. So encourage your client to just speak naturally the way that they always speak, and then just face the camera in a way that shows them as their authentic self. Secondly, before you even reach out to a client and ask them for a video testimonial, make sure that you personalize that request to them. Don't just send out a mass email to all of your clients and say, hey, I'd love to have a video testimonial from you. No, you should be personalizing an email to each client, telling them what you have enjoyed about working with them and asking them for a video testimonial to talk about the experience that they've had with your product or service. Make sure that they realize that they are allowed to speak freely about everything that they have experienced with your product or service, and do not offer them anything in return for this. Sometimes when we are asking people to complete a market research survey for us, we might offer them an Amazon gift card in return for their 15 minutes of time. However, with a testimonial, it is never a good practice to offer them something in exchange for the time and effort they're taking to create it for you. That is almost like a bribe that is going to influence how they show up in that video. As a business owner, it is the best practice for you to get an authentic testimonial from them. They may end up saying things in there that are not really the greatest about your product or service, at which point it is your choice as a business owner whether you actually want to use that content or just quietly put it away somewhere. But you don't want to offer them something and then have them feel influenced to say something wonderful that's not actually what they mean. So never offer them anything, just let them know that as your customer, you would love to have a few words from them about their experience in using that, and that you would like to have that by a certain date, and then just leave it at that. Now, the timing of when you ask for a testimonial from someone is important. Do not ask too early and do not ask too late. If you are someone who has a coaching program, for example, or an online course, that course might run for, say, 9 weeks. So that means you do not want to be asking for testimonials around the 3rd or the 4th week, because that is too early. They haven't had enough time to go through the program, work with you, and start implementing the material. So you want to ask them when you are convinced that they have started to see some results with this service of yours. So I recommend just a couple of weeks before the actual end date. Also, don't ask them too late. Don't wait until they've completely finished everything and then walked off into the sunset, and then try chasing them down the road asking for a video testimonial. It is too late by that point and they have moved on with their life, frankly. So instead, wait until you know that they are seeing some positive results, and then they are actively moving through it, and the use of that product or service has not yet come to an end, and then ask them for a testimonial. Now, it's also important that you let your client know that if they are submitting a video testimonial, that you will be publishing that video somewhere. Of course, this is common sense, but it does not always cross the mind of the client who is giving it to you. So they should be giving you their consent to actually use that material. Let them know that you might post a snippet of their video testimonial on your website or on a sales page, or you might repurpose it in some way so that you can use it for social media, or you might pull some of the text from it so that you can use that as a text testimonial somewhere. Just make sure that they're aware that their name, possibly their face, and all of the things that they're including in their testimonial are available to you now as the business owner to use on their behalf. When you are requesting a video testimonial from someone, make sure you also give them some guidelines about how they can create that video. Not everyone in the world is used to creating videos, and they might feel that added pressure to make it a whole cinematic production to give you if they know that you will be posting it in various places. So give them a good, decent write-up and make it as simple for them as possible. If it is a laborious process on their end, it is going to be tough for them to get it done, and they may not be able to give it to you, nor will it be a good, clean production. So instead, give them some tips about how the camera can be used to create a simple video testimonial. For example, that type of video should always be shot in a horizontal landscape format and not as a portrait vertical style video. Not only that, but all of the usual best practices around video still apply here. For example, they need sufficient lighting on their face so they can just try to record this near a window somewhere. There should be no distracting objects or clutter around them. Their face should be clearly visible to the camera. They should sit close enough to their recording device that they don't have to go and get a microphone or anything, and they can just simply speak to the camera. Remember, the easier you make it for your client to record a video testimonial, the higher the likelihood they are going to be able to get this done easily and send it to you. Don't send them any complex directions about buying all sorts of video gear and having a nice mic and artificial lights. None of that is necessary. Make it easy for them so that the final production is just a nice, clear, clean clip of them speaking to the camera about their use of your product or service, with them being seen and heard easily. That will make a great video testimonial on its own. Now, you absolutely have to ask your client to jot out their notes in advance and then rehearse it and try to time it so that it is between 60 to 90 seconds. Usually what ends up happening is that clients sit down to record a video testimonial and they think, oh, I'll just talk about all the wonderfulness that is this service. And then they go on and on and on. Nobody will watch a video testimonial that is more than 90 seconds or 2 minutes at a maximum. So if you want your other future customers to actually see these testimonials and watch them in their entirety, they need to be short and snappy. So that means when you are requesting them from your clients, remind them that they should just keep their points to a minimum, practice it a couple of times, and time themselves when they are practicing so that they know that these points will come to just 60 to 90 seconds. At this point, your client might say, but there's no way that I can memorize 60 or 90 seconds worth of stuff. I'm not used to creating videos. So when that happens, assure them that they can keep their notes just on the side and reference their notes, or they can look at the camera and say their comments and then look back at their notes and then say their comments and then look back at their notes, and assure them that you will take care of editing it so that it's a nice, clean performance. It is not your client's responsibility to go through the entire editing process and just having more work to do. So you can either do that work yourself on a simple software like iMovie, or you can outsource that and have someone else who specializes in video editing just clean up that clip. So that way your clients can just reference their notes and then talk to the camera, and reference their notes, talk to the camera, and it'll all just flow seamlessly. Most clients will be really worried that they have to have everything memorized and make a nice clean production to give it to the camera like that, but just assure them that that's not the case. If you force them to memorize this stuff, then the testimonial will go on for minutes and minutes because they will be talking off of the top of their head. So just remind them that you prefer something that's very short and sweet. Now we're interrupting this video so that I can remind you to subscribe to this channel. I think you should do that first. Not only that, but if you want a free resource to help you along in your video journey, then make sure that you look for the link in the description below and grab that so I can send that to you right away. Now let's get back to our video. Now, of course, when you request a video testimonial from one of your clients, they are going to turn to you and say, but what do I talk about? What do I actually say in this thing? So here are the points that you should encourage your client to try to cover when they are submitting a video testimonial to you. First, they should identify themselves and identify how they bumped into you. Don't forget that your client bumped into you from amidst your competitors. So this is a great opportunity for them to outline how they actually thought that you would be a good fit for them. Let them identify the problem that they started with in the first place and why they thought they need your product or service. Then let them talk about the ease of using your service. Then they can talk about their actual interaction with you, the level of customer service that you provided to them. Then they can talk about how they finally felt with the solution that they were given through your product or service and the results that they started to see. All of this all together creates a great story for the person who is watching it, because typically this is the journey that they will also probably be going through when they are looking for someone to work with. So if your client can embed all of those details into a 60 to 90 second video testimonial, then that is really powerful social proof for the next potential customer that comes your way. Once you start requesting and receiving video testimonials from your clients, you will be able to pick and choose the ones that you think suit your purposes the best. Now, there might be testimonials that you receive where some parts of it are not as pleasing, but other parts are really good. So of course, this is when the editing magic comes in, and then you just slice out those 15 or 30 seconds that you think are really good and then use them accordingly. Sometimes you can even drop it into an email that you are sending to your email list, just so that other potential customers know that some people have already gone through your product or service and this is what they have to say about it. The number of ways that you can use a video testimonial are endless at this point. So make sure that you do the hard work in the first place to request them the right way from your existing clients. Remember that those are your warm leads who already have something to say about what you offer. And then use that material to try to convince other potential cold leads and incoming warm leads that this is the things that people have to say about your product or service. This really goes a long way to convince people of the value of it without you having to do that actual selling yourself. So if you like this video, make sure that you give it a like and share it off with one of your friends. And don't forget to subscribe here, because every Tuesday I bring you another video where I am teaching you more ways that you can use video for your business. So until next time, take care.